Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today? Here, continuing to paint Sphinx, doing some dry brushes and highlighting, and I'm just going to go ahead and jump in. So, as you can see, I started with the dry brush on the front of this tank, and we're going to work over this tank, and we have two other tanks to do here. The wash on this one was a little sloppy. I was trying to figure out, like, get my perfect airbrush wash, and this mini was the one that had to go first. So a couple little mistakes. That's okay. It's, you know, weathering and stuff, and we can make it look like it's supposed to be. Hey Zen, what's going on? How are you doing? Yeah, mistakes are free weathering, exactly. Exactly. Bob Ross is right. There are no mistakes, only happy accidents. Same goes for painting your 40k or Warhammer tanks. Bob Ross knew. Hey, Spill Paint Pot. Morning. I'm feeling alright today. Yeah, a little tired, but otherwise. That's right. Yep. Tonight. Dude, I forget about this thing until like the last minute every week. Yeah, tonight is our weekly hobby hangout for Patreon members. And we have a lot of newer Patreon members, so come join us. Flotsam, what's going on? How are you doing today? I don't know if we'll get these highlights done on all these tanks. The thing I think will take the most time is the white on the two Sakaran tanks, which this one's really messy, but this will be cleaned up a lot with just our basic work. So I'm not too concerned about that. It's difficult washing with an airbrush, but it's quick, and it's especially difficult to wash white paint with an airbrush or very light grays. Everyone's having a good Wednesday. I was happy I got my airbrushing done. Zen, all your tanks are printed, by the way. Everything's finished. I have to clean the final print. I didn't do that this morning, but they're all finished. The 3D printer has been going crazy the past week. It's been good though. I thought about printing a couple more tanks for myself, as if I don't have enough to paint already, but just working with the Predator STL that I have, that thing is it's a little troublesome. The supports on it are so like heavy and dense and weirdly placed that they're really difficult to get off. And it's just the tracks and the hull, but it is a little frustrating. Okay, we got the sides, we got the top, let's get some of the back, and then we'll move on to the turret. I met a neighbor of mine. I've lived in this house for almost 15 years, and there's a neighbor of mine I met for the first time yesterday. Which is pretty crazy, but you know, me and my family keep to ourselves pretty much, and we don't talk to our neighbors often. But hey, Hobby ADHD, what's up? The guy is 92 years old. And is always like, anytime we see him, it's just because he's out mowing his grass. Like, that's it. That's pretty much what he does almost every day. Is mow his grass. And I was chatting with him, and he was a nice guy. I saw he had stuff up the alert. All right, Judge Dave, good to see you, man. He is apparently he's a World War II veteran. He's a Korean War veteran, and he's a Vietnam War veteran. So, I did not ask him about any of those experiences, but yeah, the man is the epitome of go touch grass, but, you know, that's the generation, I guess. All they had was grass to touch. Grew up in the Depression. Yeah, he was like a colonel in the U.S. Army or something, and then bought a house in this neighborhood in like 1972, and that was it. I don't know what else. Yeah, he was telling me that's pretty much all he can do, though, is like sit on his riding mower. He can't really do much anymore, so that's why he mows his grass all the time. You know, when your options are limited. That's what you do. Yeah, in my day, it was a privilege to touch grass. Alright. Decent little highlight on there. Let's try to get this this turret here. We'll move on to the next tank. This is our only turret. We have 4 tanks, and this is the only turret. Gotten to move more than some people. Yeah, he's still up and moving. So, you know, good for him. Getting fresh air, getting outside. My wife's grandmother passed away at 101 years old, but she didn't really start declining until she was like 97, and she fell while she was gardening. And then, like, you know, just like the downward spiral at that point, but pretty crazy. Yeah, definitely a good old age. Gardening was an extreme sport, that's why I keep away from it. Oh man. Never know when it's your time to fall and break your hip. Yeah, you should ask Big Papa SC if he comes back about roses. He's been at war with deer trying to eat his roses for years at this point. Okay, we got that. Let's get the other Sakaran. Shoot the deer, then eat them. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's the proper move, right? I don't know if the neighbors will be too happy about that. I imagine you live like in an apartment complex, and you just got like a little, little like garden plot. Then the deer just come and start eating. He just like shoots them, and yeah. Draft army list for a game in August. This with your Sons of Horus. You taking Big Horus himself. Also, I appreciate the planning ahead and into August. That's nice. Dude, we're gonna have a new edition of the rules by August. If the rumors are correct, and if they are correct, then I think they won't immediately replace the Libra books, which means that the rules are going to be more compatible. Like the rules update won't be drastically changing everything. We'll see. Just have breachers in plastic. Yeah. I am, man. It's so bad. I'm all hopeful for another plastic announcement this week for Heresy Thursday. Like, I know people meme on like the Tantalus turrets, but the fact that they did announce a plastic when we're like on the cusp of a new edition announcement is pretty crazy, and nobody really expected it. So there is like one more character that they made rules for from, I don't know if this is the Martian Civil War book or the Beta Garmin book or something, that they have to release. It's a Imperial Fist guy, but they haven't. So there could be another plastic set. It'd be cool if they just slipped in like one more of those needed infantry box sets. Okay, each side, Traitors versus Scum. Alright, nice. Sticking to second edition, as it's a birthday weekend event. Okay, cool. Whose birthday? Is it your birthday? In August? We did that with Middle Earth. The edition came out, and it was like a month later or so, and we ended up doing they had a tournament, and it was like an old edition send-off event. So... yours the 14th. Yours is coming up soon. Okay, nice. Happy early birthday, Judge Dave. I hope you get some cool minis for your birthday. Hey, T Slayer. Morning. I went to play in a big apocalypse game with my 1,000 Suns. I have so many. And there's certain units I'd probably only use in apocalypse, like my Scorpius. I don't think that's something I would use in a normal game. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a tournament or something, but... too many bills, that's fair. May your bills be a little lighter than usual around your birthday. I'm not saying it's so, I'm just wishing it. I hear a lawnmower outside. I bet it's my old neighbor. It's cold. It's cold today. Why is that dude out mowing his grass when it's this cold? Anybody got anything fun going on today? You know, Judge Dave, I really do like your the sabers that you painted though. Like, man, I want some sabers. Those tanks are really cool. Maybe one day I'll get my own sabers. Maybe they'll put them out in plastic sometime. Take Big Bad Chairman Horus, a Mastodon. Okay. Justarin's Chaplain, 6 sabers, 3 Deathstorm drop pods. Oh, that's great. That is a crazy army. So basically, distract the enemy with the drop pods while Horus runs forward. His big and very killable Mastodon. That's what I'm gathering. So I'm late in the game. Sabers and stuff do work. Okay, alright. Nice. Sounds cool. Got that side. Side stuff gets the buffs because he's in reserve. Yeah, what kind of buffs does he give? I'm not familiar with Horus's rules. I assume it's not Horus Ascended, or is it? Okay, so it is Horus Ascended. Alright. Nice. That tank did a heresy. It did. What's up? John Lockridge, how you doing? Okay. We got you over there. Alright, now it's this guy's turn.
I believe, every day's a good day when you paint. I believe,
holy cow.
bring a lot of good thought.
Welcome in, Millie Paints. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. 155 of your finest Milliputians. Okay, alright. Well, welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. The Forge of Mars, how are you doing? Welcome, guys. I'm painting Horus Heresy tanks, and we're doing a quick tank highlight as in dry brush. So that's what we're doing. Classic Gary, welcome. Yuki Darky, welcome. Sir Jerkface, how you doing? I'm doing great, Millie. How was your stream? Hey guys, I'm the painting dad. I am
let me take just a moment.
just a dude that chills and paints minis. Like we just, I don't know. We listen to chill music. I paint bunches of minis, and that's me in a nutshell. So, thanks for streaming. I thought I could, yeah, you're welcome. Yep. I appreciate the dad joke. I am actually like pretty bad at just coming up with dad jokes on the fly, but I get plenty of them while I stream from everybody else, so I am not just a dad joke. These are not Blood Angels, these are actually Thousand Suns tanks, so I am definitely a Thousand Suns fanboy for like Horus Heresy stuff, and I have around 12,000 points of painted Thousand Suns minis. That also includes some Auxilia and Militia and stuff, but I got a lot. Thanks, Zen, for getting the shout out. Yeah, guys, if any of the viewers who are already in here, guys, go follow Millie. She's an awesome streamer and a great person, so definitely, and an amazing painter as well, so love the run of tank. Thank you. I try to get shortcuts in here when I can with my painting, and I understand if I were to go through like all the proper methods that I basically started with when I started painting my army, these would look better. But would they look much? Would the results differ enough for me to want to paint 4 tanks at one time? That's the question. You know, like that's a lot of work. So. So yeah, we got some mistakes, but we're gonna build those mistakes into the weathering, and any weird like wash stuff that kind of showed up on these minis are also going to be built into the weathering, basically. Hey Troy, what's going on? Yeah, I am streaming on YouTube as well, so we're doing the kind of little dual stream thing. It is mildly successful. It can be frustrating managing 2 Nightbots and having to go through chat on 2 different things, but hey Ivo, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Welcome in. But yeah, guys, I am I'm apparently I'm painting a bunch of tanks right now. And like this month I am gonna paint a separate mini. I don't think I've showed people this yet. I assembled this this Farseer here. So I got this cool Eldar Farseer. I haven't painted an Eldar mini in probably 15 years. That's right, happy accidents. Yep. I assembled this mini. I'm gonna prime and base coat this mini with an airbrush tomorrow or tonight, and then tomorrow I'm gonna try to paint this mini in one stream. So between 3 and 4 hours. And I'm gonna give it away to someone in stream. So all you gotta do is show up, make a comment in stream, let me write your name down, and you'll be entered for to win that mini that I'm painting in a day. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. And then I do have a little Patreon. Patreon members get entered into that automatically and can basically get a second entry by commenting. What craft world? All right, that's a good question. That's a really good question, Ghost Hawks. I think I'm gonna paint it Beal Tan, so like the green with the white armor, because I always told myself if I collected an Eldar army, I would want Beal Tan, because green is my favorite color, and I think the green and white looks really cool. And they're like the super warlike faction, and you know they like the. I think the aspect warriors are cool, and they're they're all about using aspect warriors. So doing Beal Tan, DD minis. See that? I think all I can see over there, kinda. What's that for? Oh, the Farseer. Yeah. They can't see too clearly over there, but enough to make a difference apparently. To always be the OP faction. Misfit, what's going on, man? I won't put nearly as much dry brushing on the Farseer as I am these tanks.
First of all,
it'll look good. We gave a mini away
to
last
thank you
month.
for allowing me back into your
Thanks
home.
for the follow, DD Minis. I appreciate that. We gave away a... I painted a Blood Angels captain and gave it away. So we did that. People seem to like that. So I figure I will take my Patreon money that I get and I'll buy minis to give away to people. So that sounds like a fun way to use that money. You deserve a follow. Oh man, is that all it takes? I will be the laughing stooge here. The rules for Big Boy Horus are dirty. Yeah. The Horus Ascended is pretty wild. That man is definitely 1,000 points. And 1,000 points you're not going to kill without like a Titan or something shooting him. Ultramarine Blue finished up the 4th Terminator. Nice. All right, Troy. Getting some work done. I love it. If you want to share pictures, by all means, come on over to the Discord and share some pictures. I'm not getting the bottom of this super well. I'm just getting a little bit of it. So we have 4 tanks. I have, this is a Legion Typhon heavy siege tank. It is a Spartan vehicle with a giant demolisher-like cannon on the front of it. I have a Sicaran and a Sicaran Venator, all that I'm working on with these steps, and I also have a Vindicator with the laser on it. That is much further along. It's all highlighted and everything. I need to do transfers and weathering, and I was just waiting for all these other ones before I did that. So, yeah, Raptor, what's going on? Perturabo is, I think he's pretty good. Yeah, I think he was a lot better in the first edition. But yeah, everything I've heard about him is he's good. He's really durable because he has a really good retinue of big robots. So he can tank pretty well. Tank turned out well. Like the black you put in front of it. Yeah, I'm happy with the extra kind of accent colors on it. Well, we're gonna do it in hobby. Nice. Yeah, Millie, if you're still there, what were you working on? I understand if you're not, but or if you're looking to go eat dinner or rest or something. Just get a little bit under here, because again, I'm not about painting the bottom of the tank.
Thank you for allowing me
Great
back into
detail.
your home.
Baharoth. Oh, cool. That's awesome. How is that mini looking? That's the new. He's one of the new plastic ones, right? I think the new Phoenix Lords are really cool. I want the Spider Lady, the Warp Spider Lady to paint. That might have to be something I paint and maybe give away or something sometime soon. Yorkie Darky, well, or Yuki Darky, sorry. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Fun to paint. Yeah, I bet it's super colorful. All right, let's get these details here. I'm a big fan of dry brushing tanks. Especially like the Imperial tanks, just because they have all these square ridges. And they can take forever to paint if you just highlight everything manually. And I'm not about spending forever on minis, so... Yeah, in fact, next week, next Friday, I'm going to be streaming. And I'm going to be streaming for 12 hours on Friday. And yeah, I'm going to paint 14 tanks, I think is my total that I'm going to try to get done. 14 tanks in 12 hours. So... Got 3 sabers to finish. Dang. That's awesome. Yeah, that's so cool. Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Yuki. We have a cool little community here. We got some really nice people that just come and hang out, most days or every day with me and keep me company, and I really appreciate that. But yeah, it's always nice to have kind words. The 12-hour stream starts at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It'll go to, obviously, 9 p.m. You want to make a Cool Hand Luke reference? I don't think I've ever seen that movie. Was that like a 90s, 80s or 90s movie? Yes, that is. Yeah, it's Good Friday, the day I'm doing the 12-hour stream. We are doing some crazy things, guys. One of the things on my Patreon, I have a little goal there. It's trying to get to $100. And I understand if you're new, you're not just going to go jump in someone's Patreon. But if we hit $100 on Patreon before next Friday, the painting wife is going to join me on stream early in the stream. I don't know if it'll be right at 9 o'clock, but it'll be early. And she's going to paint my fingernails on stream. And it'll be the color that Patreon chooses. It's a 70s movie. Yeah, all right. I have not seen Cool Hand Luke. So she's gonna do that for me. Yeah, it's gonna be a color Patreon chooses. So whatever color you guys want, we'll find it. And you're off work. That's awesome, Judge Dave. All right, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm really excited. I try to be away for a 4-day weekend. No, all right. That's okay, man. You can jump in your 4-day weekend. Oh, the Phoenix, the crazy looking ones. Yeah. Failure to communicate? No. Yeah, also, what's going on? What's going on, Frank? Hanging out on YouTube. Hope you're doing well, man. Paul Newman, 1967. There's an egg eating contest, and one line is, no one can eat that many eggs in that many minutes. Oh, you don't think I can paint 14 tanks in 12 hours? Gotcha. Yeah. So the tanks that I'm painting, they're all for Horus Heresy. 10 of them are for me, and they're militia tanks. So anyone's familiar with militia and the Horus Heresy, they're basically like trash Imperial Guard. And I 3D printed these tanks, and they're Lehman Russ equivalents, but they're walkers, and they look super cool. So no, it's all right, Sir Jerkface. You don't have to think I can do it. It's okay. You don't have to believe me. I believe in myself. But so I have some walker tanks, and there's 10 of those, and then my buddy Zendraw, who actually will be joining me during this stream. He's going to come over and hang out for a little bit. I'm painting 4 of his tanks, which are 2 rhinos and 2 predators. So he just decided to throw that on top of me to make it more difficult. Sort the dogs. Yep, I get it. I get it. Oh, thank you. It is next Friday, Millie. Next Friday. I don't want you thinking I'm streaming this Friday, but I do appreciate it. I really appreciate it. You have a great day, and thank you so much for the raid. And guys, again, go follow Millie if you don't already. He's legit a fantastic streamer. Definitely deserves the love. So, purge the non-believer. Yeah. No, we're not going to purge anybody today. This is a purge-free day. The traitors were the good guys after all, so. Yeah, so my militia tanks look cool. I've painted one of them, and it took me a few hours to paint that. My like test tank. So I'm gonna have to speed up the process, and there's gonna be like dry time and everything. That's gonna be really frustrating. I'm hoping that painting, 10 or more tanks at once means that I'm not sitting around waiting for a wash to dry. Okay, this last face on this side, I need a little more paint. Awesome, tired 11B. Yeah. Good choice. But yeah, tomorrow we're doing the giveaway. We're gonna do a giveaway. I am doing giveaways in the 12-hour stream also, and that's something. Patreon members are getting free entries into all 3 giveaways that I'm doing. Well, they get a free entry into tomorrow's giveaway and next Friday's giveaways. And next Friday I am giving away. I'm doing some merch. I got some merch I'm giving away. I have a brush set by Foxbite, a set of synthetic brushes, and a base set for Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl paint range. It's like a $100 set of paint. So, yeah, and anybody can enter that, but the Patreon members get an extra entry. So. Word bears are the pinnacle of the faithful. Okay, no, get out of here. Who's this Aslan Grants guy? Someone was in our local Legion Discord, and they're like started off this discussion. They're like, now we all know word bearers are the coolest Legion in Heresy, and everybody's like, what? I can't declare a warg. You guys are waiting for a scrap you'll never see coming. Yeah, no. We're not declaring a war on anybody. No. Why are you booing them? They're right. No, definitely are not. Man, it's really lame because like Thousand Suns got along really well with the word bear or the war leaders or word bearers. Yeah, word bearers. No, they probably won't. They probably won't, unless sales are really bad. Then they might do like the Emperor died. Like here's what happens kind of thing. You'll make them cry. It's okay. They'll go set somebody afire and they'll feel better. There was I don't know if you guys know the author Aaron Dembski Bowden, who is like really popular Warhammer like Black Library author. He got his start on a Warhammer forum called Daka years ago, and he got really big because he made he started like a lore submission called basically The Emperor Died, and he started writing these posts on this forum like this. It was very much like a chronological history of what happened and everything, and then he started getting into like writing stories about individual characters, but it talked about like what happened when the Emperor died and how like the warp travel shut down for the Imperium, so it was like anarchy, but there were all these things that happened, all these different factions, and just all this crazy stuff, and it ended up being like culminating in this battle on Terra, and like Kasserkin throwing a vortex grenade to like kill this greater demon about to, I don't know, eat the dead emperor's corpse or whatever. There's this whole thing, but he wrote that and became, I don't know, someone at GW liked that so much that it like fast tracked him, or he had like an in to like start writing novels for Black Library. So he ended up stopping that that forum thread basically and started writing books for Black Library. And you know, I think he's very well known, considered one of the better Black Library authors. He wrote like the Night Lord's Omnibus and stuff. Waiting for Heresy Emperor model. Yeah, I'd be curious. I'd be curious if they made a an Emperor model in Horus Heresy. I don't know if that would ever happen. That just seems... Does it seem like tasteless in a way? Like, he's the guy. Like, he's the Emperor. Seems like a little too much to me. Let's get a little more on here. Yeah, I think we'll be ready to start another color. I think I'll do the white. I like painting white. So we'll do that. Get all these little bolts here. Let's see if I can just really lightly just tag all these bolts. Just a little highlight on them. Side, get these ones. $3,000 yeah, Emperor leading Custodes. Yeah, it really would be like 3 models. Yeah. For many it'd be expensive. Oh yeah. I don't know. For some reason that just seems like a weird thing to do. Like, if it's a bad sculpt, like what do you do at that point? You know, like, people don't like it and they think it looks ugly. What do you do? Alright, sweet. Roll that red. I have not painted the sponsons yet. So I have 6 sponsons to paint. Tune all these minis. Yeah, they gotta purge the heretic, right? Still be less expensive than Fulgrim Transfigured, yeah. Oh, you guys just wait till you see the price of Angron. If you want an example of a more complete tank, this is the Vindicator we have. So normally my Thousand Suns tanks have white accents only on them, so it's like red and white. And like weapon casings are white, but I decided some of these tanks I've been painting, I wanted to add some black because that's definitely a color that Thousand Suns used in their heraldry and stuff. So again, this one needs some weathering, and it needs like transfers. I already do transfers before weathering, but I'm just wanting to get everything to this step, and then we'll go back and do it. So there, and again, I do have needs skulls. No, there's no chaos. Only the Great Ocean. Some white paint out here. Well, we're not using white. We're using bright neutral gray first. Don't tell me I need skulls on my tanks. This is not the skull era of Warhammer. I've been watching the Jurassic Park movies with my son, and he has been terrified but loving them. We finished Jurassic Park 3 last night, and we started Jurassic World. And I've never seen the third Jurassic World movie. So, Thousand Suns is fewer skulls. Yep. I mean, they are made of dust after all, so. There literally are fewer skulls. But yeah, Jurassic Park 3. I remembered a lot about Jurassic Park 3. There wasn't much about the second Jurassic Park movie I remembered, and I think I've seen Jurassic World and I remember stuff about that. I don't remember anything about the second Jurassic World movie because I think I watched it on an airplane. Oh, I know nothing about Warhammer. I just love the painting. Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome.
To thank you for allowing me back into your home.
F. Cylon, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. How are you doing today? Nothing wrong with not knowing anything about Warhammer. It is a crazy, crazy rabbit hole of just everything. I have an in-law that got into Warhammer like over the holidays. And he's like, yeah, I bought Space Marine 2 because it was really popular. And I was like, man, Space Marine 2 is really cool. Like, what other Warhammer lore is there? And he's like, 48 hours later, I realized that I knew nothing after watching, like dozens of hours of videos about Warhammer lore. And I'm like, there's so much to this. Yeah, and so he just totally deep dived into it, and not a fan of Jurassic World 2. I don't want to watch 3. Yeah, I'll watch it with my son because he's loving it, so that makes it entertaining to me. Yeah, I didn't think the Jurassic World movies were as good, and even like rewatching Jurassic Park, the original, is such a well-made movie, and it's crazy to watch that movie every couple years and pick out more and more details every time you watch the movie. Haven't seen the second Jurassic World movie with the volcano. Yeah, there's like a volcano. Like they're trying to get dinosaurs off the island, right? Like that's... One coat of this color will be enough because we're going to add... another coat of a brighter white color. Lead new Lord Seekers to Luton and Bouldermort. Can chew on those kids for... Okay. yeah. I don't know Bouldermort, but I know Luton. I really like... I've been following for a while the Siege of Rack series by Janovich. I don't really care for the other stuff. I know he's done like a Horus Heresy series, and he's got to like the battles at Isfahan and everything, but I haven't watched that yet. But the his Siege of Rack stuff is really cool. There's this guy called the Emperor. Yeah, third Jurassic World movie, and I was like, who's the girl? Do I need to watch the second one now? Oh no, yeah. Yeah, just the series about the Horus Heresy is like 66, 67 books or something. Didn't like the little girl character in Jurassic World 2. Alright. Does the third one have Chris Pratt in it? I haven't seen the third one, so I don't know. He was in the second one, right? Doesn't he, like, come out of retirement to beat up some dinosaurs or something? Yeah, there is endless lore if you're interested. You don't have to be into the lore at all. And I get it if you're not, or it feels like too much. That's perfectly reasonable. Hope I'm in frame when I'm painting here. We're just trying to avoid like the very edges. We want this to be a cleaner white that we're painting. You gonna give this gun the heat treatment? Maybe. I don't know. I did that with my Malcador and Furnace, and it was really cool. Well, we'll see. This one kind of has like some different different pieces on it that might make that a little more difficult. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, don't, yeah. We talk about certain content we get on certain people sometimes, and you know why you should and shouldn't watch certain people. But yeah, there's definitely ones to avoid, and I would probably say Major Kill is one of those. And you know, if people like him, I'm not judging you if you like Major Kill, but he definitely went full like podcast bro kind of attitude. I definitely will. Yeah, all right. Major Kill was really funny when he first came out, but it was also very much like his videos were always like Australian man says cuss words while talking about Warhammer, and like that was the bit. And then he started I stopped watching anything from him when all of his videos involved just showing him standing in front of like a bookshelf with his shirt off. And like that's like his content now. And it's weird. Anyway, plenty of great places to look for lore if you want to find it. Yeah, he did send people to dox and harass people that would criticize his miniature, right, that he made. People didn't like it, he would send people after him. Yeah, he's not a dude to watch, not a dude to support. Warhammer, like any community, has some stinkers in it. So let's trim area. say we talk some? No, gosh. Also, what's up, Doc Rose? That's like weird cult behavior, isn't it? So anybody hobbying right now? If you are, what are you working on? Okay, we have this spot, and then we have the gun casing on the heavy bolter that's white. That we'll get, and then we'll move on to the next one. I wish I was hobbying. I'm sorry. Yeah, I am very fortunate to be able to do this, and I do paint commissions full time. So like that's my full time job. So I paint commissions and I stream. I'd say I'm a little better commission painter than streamer, but streaming is very much just like, hey, watch me paint commissions. Even though this is my own mini. I've been painting my own minis for a little bit on the stream. Last 5 Emperor Shield and Mark 6 boys. Nice. Did you split your set in half? Is that what you're doing? Because I know you're painting World Eaters too out of that set.
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for having
Hey,
me back
Crazy
into your
Kyle,
home.
what's going on, man? Thank you for the follow. Bet from Company Heroes I'm painting up? Oh man, Past Jim. The Company Heroes set's so good. Yeah, it is. The Company Heroes and the Blade Guard Veterans, I think, are my 2 favorite sets for the Primaris Marines. I love my Company Heroes. I also think it's funny you can take multiple squads of Company Heroes in a single army. Oh, you split them 1/3. Okay. Oh, you're researching lawnmowers. That's exciting. Yay, home ownership, right? If you want a lawnmower to last, I think Toro is your brand. Homesick, watching streams. Ah, that sucks. Well, hey, I'm glad you decided to jump in here. Are you in the hobby? Also, I hope your sickness doesn't last very long. But also, yay, day off. So... Electric. Okay, nice. I have never had an electric mower. So the last time I bought a lawnmower, I don't think electric ones were very popular. We're gonna be hobbying. Continue the Librarian Terminator. Nice. Is that the new plastic one? I guess newer plastic one. It's a good mini. Are the electric ones quieter? Or are they still just as loud? I imagine they would be quieter. My town hobbying's rare due to the lack of shops here. Okay. That's too bad. You have like a 3D printer or anything? I know we've had a lot of people from like South America in stream, and they talk about how Warhammer is extremely expensive in South America. And just due to import costs and no like factory from GW present, and a lot of people 3D print their armies. Just kind of what people do. Yours is okay. They aren't quieter. Okay, so okay, Misfits is quieter though. All right. Or Misfits lying. Go. I'm fascinated by a Warhammer franchise, or now I admire from before. That's true. That's yeah. Nothing wrong with that. You know, there's always video games and stuff. If you're into the fantasy side of Warhammer, I definitely recommend Warhammer Total War, which is on Total War 3. And the first 2 games are basically just DLC for factions for the third game. It's a crazy, big, expansive game with 25 full factions, all of them completely unique, and over 100 named characters that you can play that have over 100 or 100 campaigns that you can play that, again, are all completely unique. And then there's, you know, tons of units. Every faction has like 20-25 different units. And yeah, it's big, like empire building, grand strategy type game. It's really cool. Like, if you have a fantasy niche, it is most likely represented in Total War. Let's just paint something else. You know, Misfit, people have been saying that for decades. Decades. The community consensus has been, GW's too expensive, and the day they raise their prices, I'm done. And yeah, it's, people still pay, still buy. UK, all you see on the web store is out of stock. That's fair, yeah. It's similar to the US. Alright, next tank. Let's get the white. So this turret, okay, I have the heavy bolter, but otherwise we have the same pattern here. And yeah, this one looks worse, but we can clean this up really easy. Near shops in a big city. Alright, back at it again. I think the Typhon doesn't have a lot of white on it, so just at the halfway point. Need to get that front bolter too. We can't forget the bolter on the hull. I'm trying to play with the idea of like using more heavy bolters in my army, especially since they're free on a lot of tanks, and that's like one of the ways that you can split fire in this game, is with defensive weapons, and heavy bolters are the cheapest defensive weapon that most Space Marine tanks get. At least, you know, that and heavy flamers. Heavy flamers don't really have any range, so yeah, 3D printing is pretty fantastic. I'd be curious if there's ever a safe resin that comes out that you can 3D print. That will be like the revolution, right? That's the time when there's a safe resin that can give you the same quality and you know, durability as the resins we use today. I might have a big pile of shame. That's true. Yeah, you got your pile of shame. I mean, prices are probably about to go up a whole bunch, at least in the US, so. I do not have much of a pile of shame, but I can make a pile of shame, so I don't feel too bad. I said one of my goals this year was to paint a lot more vehicles, in particular for my Heresy armies. So that's what I'm working on doing. And these are all plastic, but I do have a lot of STLs, good STLs for good proxies and stuff. And you know, little things that I would print and paint if I didn't have, you know, other things in the backlog or, you know, whatever, but just never got around to, so. Worst comes to worst, I got resin. Steak and eggs or corned beef hash and eggs for late lunch. Oh man, steak and eggs is always solid. But corned beef hash is really good too. That's a tough choice. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that today, Dave. We're not going to. I'm sure everybody has plenty they can say. People get quite passionate, and I think it's perfectly reasonable to get quite passionate about that stuff. But we're gonna keep doing the little plastic miniature guys. That's gonna be our theme for the day. All good, all good. Yeah. If you want to talk and rant about that, I don't know. Come to our Patreon hangout. We do our tonight. We're doing our Patreon hangout. We do it every Wednesday night. I know it's late for people in Europe, but we talk about a lot of random things. So. Same as we got box plastic. But they get painted. Once you start, you don't stop. Yep, that's right. Yeah. If you stop and you keep collecting when you keep buying stuff, that's how you get the pile of shame, or potential, or I just call it my backlog. That's all. Because for me, it's almost everything I have. It's pretty inevitable it's going to be painted. That's right. That's true. You're a Raptor. Yeah, the hangout is very early for you, but. That's because you're one of the crazy people that wakes up that early.
Let me take just a moment to thank you.
It's
for
not still
back into your
awake.
home.
Big V, welcome. How are you doing? That side, cool. Let's get the edges here. Back to skulls then. Yeah, yep. Get my you want me to get my box of skulls out? One of the things I tried to do with this was I put down a really thin down wash on it. And I tried to use my airbrush to kind of push the wash into recesses. And what happened was all that air blowing on it dried it out real quick. I didn't push it very far. That's why it kind of has like some of the weird pooling where it is. Or like right here where it did this really bad like spider webbing kind of thing. Because I was like, oh no, there's a pool, push it, and then it just dried right there. It's all right though, weathering. That's what weathering's for. Rate of acquisition outpaces the rate of completion. That's true. Yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah, because my tank is here. I'll zoom back a little bit. How's that? That a little better. Hey, Gosu, what's going on, man? I did get a raid. Yeah, Millie Paint's rated. Yeah. Well, you don't think 90 people would come into my stream naturally and hang out with me because they want to? Is that what you think of me, Gosu? Because that's what I think of me. So, yeah, man, Gosu. You're washed up? Jeez. Alright. Hey, if you all come back tomorrow, we'll do that mini giveaway. Everybody gets a chance to win. Buy storage boxes and put your pile of shame in them. Yeah, then you just have boxes of shame. But yeah, you put them in the corner, and you're good. He's trying to hurt me. See what's going on. Stacked taller than me with my armies. Oh my goodness. Yeah, some of you guys have the craziest like piles of shame. You know, I'm all for calling things piles of potential, but what some of you guys have is truly piles of shame. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it is a big advantage to most miniature game minis, is the miniatures are pretty lightweight. Yeah. Gosu, I have seen the pile of shame, and it's all in your display shelf, like sitting underneath all the painted stuff. Dude sends me a picture of his. He's like, look at all my completed minis, and just underneath that shelf is just like like a horde of unpainted minis. Your tank pool, yeah, they're swimming. Would a steaming pile be more accurate? Oh yeah, I don't know. The pile of clothes on the chair? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. It's same concept, you know? Just keep doing laundry, but you never fold it, and so it sits on the chair. It's with a spray bottle with water. You get the wrinkles out with that. Man, you guys got a plan. I've never had a laundry chair like that, so I didn't realize that's something you can or would do. But hey, to each their own. Okay, we are going to go over this with another pass, but it's going to be a much lighter gray. We're going to mix it about 50-50 with some white, some bold titanium white. How long are you streaming today? I'll be streaming till about 1:32, so another what, two to 2.5 hours. It's not good, hence the shame. Yeah. Yeah, so the laundry chair is definitely like the Warhammer equivalent of, or the real person equivalent of the Warhammer pile of shame. You just keep buying minis and you're not painting them. It's a similar comparison to, you guys know, like the Christmas Village sets? Just like Warhammer for grandmas. You know, they're collecting minis and... Alright, Judge Dave. I'll see you in a little bit. I imagine Gosu folds his laundry like he paints his minis. It takes him like 2 hours to fold a load of laundry, but when he's done, it's like immaculate looking. Just constantly testing new folding methods for his laundry. Every new load of laundry, it's just, man, what if I did this? It's when he starts pulling out the pigments that we know there's a problem. People fold clothes. Yeah. Yeah, I figure the military experience has something to do with it. Almost done with this first coat of white. We're moving pretty quick. I'm curious if we can get these to the same level that the Vindicator's at. I'm gonna be really happy if we can do that, because then it's just a couple more easy steps and we can varnish. Almost done. Getting way too close. What are you talking about? I don't know what I say like 2 minutes ago, so. Okay. Got that guy. Now it's the Typhon, and all we have are this little like back piece on each of them, and then the heavy bolter. So that's it. Then I think we'll move on to the black and then the gold, but we have to do the rest of the white first. We gotta get our second coat and everything. This tank is giant. I don't collect a lot of big monster minis. I usually don't play factions with big monsters, so I don't have tons of big minis. And I think these Land Raider Spartans are the biggest minis that I own. Which, you know, they are big, so. Dope. Ultimate Blade batch painting 4 tanks, yeah. About to get crazier next week. It's gonna be batch painting a dozen tanks. Man, those tanks look so cool. I'm so excited. Oh snap! Nice. You're making yourself your lunch. All right, Zen. Nice, dude. Sounds good though. So we had a fun dinner last night. My wife bought me a for my birthday. Was that last week? No, it was 2 weeks ago. I don't even know what days what. It was 2 weeks ago. It's my birthday, and my wife bought me a bamboo steamer. Yeah, reverse sear is really cool. I have never been like brave enough to try a reverse sear, so I just cook my steaks on the grill like a Neanderthal. But she got me a bamboo steamer, and so we made soup dumplings a couple times. And my son tried the soup dumplings when I made him the bamboo steamer, and he was like obsessed with them. They like Xiaolongbao, I think is what they're called. Oh, thank you, Crazy Kyle. I appreciate it. So we made soup dumplings last night for dinner, and my son was very excited about it, but then he got really sad about it because he has a loose tooth, and he's really weird about his loose teeth. Frankly, it's really annoying, but you know, whatever. But he was really sad because he thought that the soup dumpling would like knock his tooth around and hurt and everything. So he's like, I can't eat soup dumplings. And so, you know, like, whatever, you can try, whatever, take a bite. Well, then all the soup falls out. Okay, then eat the soup separate. I don't like to eat the soup separate. Okay, whatever, it grosses him out. The soup on its own grosses him out. He's grossed out by soup, but he will eat soup dumplings. It's the weirdest thing. So dinner time comes, and he just has like a meltdown because he wants soup dumplings and they smell so good, and that's what he wants to eat, but he can't because his tooth. And we're like, okay, like, we'll just make you something else and it won't be a problem. We'll make you some chicken nuggets or whatever, because you can, you know, take small bites. Yeah, steamed pork. Yeah, we're gonna get some more stuff for that steamer because it's been amazing. But and he didn't want chicken nuggets and you know, whatever. We made him chicken nuggets and we're like, you can eat it. So he sits at the table finally, and he's just like sitting there like pouting and not eating and he's just staring at all the dumplings, and he just wants dumplings. And I'm like, okay. I was like, here's what we can do. Like, here's the way to do it. We'll get you a little bowl. You pick up your dumpling. You take as big a bite as you feel comfortable, and you let the rest fall in the bowl. And then, when you're ready for your next bite, you scoop the rest of it like from the bowl. Like, you just dump the bowl in your mouth. Then you get everything at once. And I was like, that's the way to do it, you know? So you're not stuck separating the soup and the rest of the dumpling and blah blah blah. Well, he didn't like my idea because, you know, when he's upset, no one's ideas help him. So he didn't like it. So he was sitting there, he was like picking at his chicken nuggets and whatever, not eating. And finally, he huffed. After like 20 minutes, he like huffed, and he just grabbed a dumpling and like stuffed it in his mouth. He was like tired of waiting, and I was like, all right, dude, just go for it. And yeah, he ended up eating like four or five dumplings or whatever, and was much happier about his situation. But he's probably just really hungry and like can't cope when he's hungry. So yeah, he was like, what's worse, not eating dumplings or my tooth hurting? And he chose the dumplings, to eat the dumplings. Yeah, ghost talks. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like that that kind of process of, yeah, it's like this with every loose tooth. Second felt wobbly. I'd play with it until it came out. Yeah. No, the tooth's still there. It's still there and it's wiggly. So whenever he has a loose tooth, it is a huge deal. Like, he acts like he's missing both his legs at that point. You know, I need to cut up everything for him, and it has to be small bites. And he gets upset if, you know, mom packs his lunch and doesn't cut his apple up enough so it won't touch his tooth at all. And but he just, nothing to do. Yeah, I tell him that all the time too. I'm like, hey man, I'll just walk up to you, I'll just grab it and yank it out. It's about to come out anyway. It started bleeding at one point, and it kind of came on really quick. It was actually, we were watching, it was Sunday, we were watching Jurassic Park. That's what we were doing. And he was eating a sucker. And for some reason, he was like finishing the sucker and he yanked the stick out of his mouth, and like the remaining little pieces of sucker caught on that tooth. And he was, like, ow, 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 that hurts, okay, whatever. But we're watching the movie, and he looked at me. I was like, let me see. And I was like, okay, it's fine. And it was bleeding. And he was, I was like, cool. I was like, that tooth's going to come out. Hopefully it won't bleed, next time there's a thing. But, man, does he struggle with loose teeth, though. He has, like, 3 loose teeth right now. And we're like, why can't they just all come out at the same time? Yeah, and his big fear at this point is, soon we're going to be taking a road trip down to my parents' house, who live out of state. And he wants to go there and just eat all the food, justifiably so. That's why I'm going down too. I just want to sit there and eat for a week. But he's all nervous because he's like, man, I really hope my teeth fall out before then, so I don't have to, so I can actually eat. I'm like, dude, you can eat. Like, it's fine. Tooth falls out at grandma's house. Like, he already doesn't believe in the tooth fairy. This kid is crazy. He logicked his way out of the tooth fairy. He's like, nah, it doesn't make sense. He's like, it's you guys coming to my room, when I'm asleep, and putting and you guys putting money under my pillow or whatever. And we're like, okay, cool, good. But, Easter Bunny and Santa are still... He's like, no, that makes sense. Easter Bunny makes sense. Santa makes sense. Pepe Sylvia, the Tooth Fairy. Yeah, exactly. He used that same logic to determine that Santa's real. Because we ask him the questions. We're like, okay, do you think the Tooth Fairy sneaks into a house and puts money under the pillow for kids that lose teeth? Or do you think it makes more sense that parents do it? Yes, it makes more sense that parents do it. Okay, sweet. Yeah, you're right. And we're like, okay, with Santa, like, do you think it makes more sense that a guy travels around the world in a single night, dropping off gifts for every kid, Or does it make more sense that parents buy the gifts ahead of time and put them out? And he's like, I think Santa does that. We're like, all right, dude. Almost had it. Headcanon theories, people not pulling loose teeth out leads to braces. Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I don't know. I never had braces. No one in my family, in my immediate family, has ever had braces. I have two siblings that never had braces. I don't know. Maybe we were quick about pulling teeth out, or just good teeth in general. Maybe. Yeah, that could definitely be one factor, though. Held on to Santa for so long. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, and our son's an only child too, so it's probably going to be something like he's going to find out a lot later than like I did as the youngest of 3 boys when I was like 6, and my brothers were like, Santa's not real, right? And you're stupid if you believe it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not stupid. Yeah, my wife had to get braces a couple times, so we are hoping that my son has my teeth genetics. That sounds expensive. Okay. Cool. Good job, little Typhon. Now it's the ones that take time. Sister needed braces and glasses. Never had either. Well, I use readers now. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, my glasses are technically, I think they're kind of like readers, but I guess I have astigmatism I developed when I was like in my 20s, so it's good until then. Terrible eyes, audible disease through genetics. But at least my teeth are straight. Hey, there you go. Yeah. On Santa by sneaking downstairs on Christmas Eve and seeing my dad. Oh man. Yeah, I'm waiting for that to happen. I'm totally cool with it too. Like, this past year, me and my wife were putting out gifts. We're like, you know what? We're not even going to be that quiet. Whatever. We're going to set the things out. If he hears us and he comes out, too bad. Something we've always done too, and we had to change this up at one point, but we would do the Santa gifts would be the more boring gifts. The gifts from mom and dad were the good ones. So like Santa would get books, and he'd get like a stocking full of like treats and, you know, fun little things and stuff. But for the most part, like the big ticket items were mom and dad. Like I'm taking credit for that, you know. Well, my son, well, one year we go to we're trying to get him to write his like Christmas list to Santa. Like, hey, write your letter to Santa, you know, ask him what you want. And he's like, nah. He's like, I don't really care. He's like, Santa never gets me good stuff anyway. We're like, all right, dude. Greedy little snot. Jeez. But yeah, we did have to start giving like some good gifts from Santa. Yeah, I don't know what this. He's like looking into the Matrix and like can't see for what it is, right? He like has all the signs in front of him that it's just us. He writes his letter to Santa, and mom and dad get him all the big things off Santa's letter, you know. Yeah, he's definitely choosing it. Yeah, it's fine. Some kid at school will tell him one day and deal with it. Or we'll just tell him eventually. Maybe his cousins will. He has a whole bunch of cousins about his age. They're just a little older. Banks. Maybe they deal with Santa's elves. Yeah, the goblins do. Yeah. Cultured American, you are exactly right. That's what's going to happen because my son loves disagreeing with me. He was on stream with me. Was that last week or the week before? And everything I was saying, whether he knew anything about it or not, he was like, well, he's like, I don't think that's right. Every single thing. Depot did a center letter thing for his neighborhood. They're planning. Oh, that's adorable. Dork Depot is such a good dude. I further got a letter from Santa every year when he was little. Written in ink and everything, huh? Yeah, no, I'm not going through that effort. We're pretty much at the point that if he wants to take a guess that Santa's not real, then by all means. Okay. Got that side. I might do another simple pass with this color on these bigger areas. Excuse me, 8-year-old chooses to believe. Kid school already told her, but I think she keeps going. Keeps it going for a little sister. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Oh, I slipped. That's right. It's not bad. Yeah, yeah. It's just nice, you know, it's part of growing up. Before I had my son, it was I was very adamant, you know, like I'm never gonna tell my kids Santa's real, or never gonna tell my kids about Santa. I'm not gonna let them believe in all that craziness. And then, you know, they just do, and you realize how much fun it is for the kids to be like extra excited about if Santa came, or like, you know, I think I heard something last night, you know, like on the roof or whatever, and just all that crazy stuff, and it's like fun. I sure hope it was reindeer poop. Oh, my grandfather got reindeer feed and put it in the yard to bring reindeer in. The next day, Christmas morning, there was, oh, what? So did he buy the reindeer poop? Or yeah, I hope it was reindeer poop. Like what? That's funny. There's this new trend starting that me and my wife were like, absolutely not. So like, we don't do the elf on the shelf because that's annoying. But there was one year where everybody started doing like, it was like reindeer treats or something, where you put out treats in your yard for reindeer, but you make this like garbage, and it oh, hold on, let me see here. It was distract the kids from outside. Yeah, but it was like you like mix this stuff, and I don't know, you did it at school or there was something, but you mix in like a bag and you put it around through the yard. And it was like Chex Mix, but then like glitter and like all this stuff. I'm like, I'm not putting glitter in my yard. Like, that stuff doesn't clean up. Like, are you just, the trend is pollute the grass? Like, that's, you know, like, as if we don't have enough microplastics like sitting around everywhere, and they're just telling everybody to throw that in the yard so the kids can do what, you know, like what. That one made me upset. I was like, I'm absolutely not doing that. Elf on the Shelf is weird to me. Yeah, I think grown-ups get, like, parents get way too much into that as well. Back to the Future Funko Pop. You were gonna start McFly on the Mantle? Okay, there you go. That trend's dumb, yes. Yes, it is. What? Are parents killing their elf on a shelf, or what? Is that a thing? The internet exists, so I'm sure whatever horrible thing you can imagine with Elf on a Shelf, it exists somewhere, but dang, parents. Okay, yeah. That's the ultimatum, right? Like, you know, whatever happens, I'll be with you. But if you get an elf on the shelf, that's it. It's over. That's like a Weird Al. Albuquerque. He talks about he meets the girl of his dreams, and they get married and they have 2 kids, and they live life together. They share everything, and then he's like, you know, then one morning she comes up to me and she's like, "Honey, would you like to join the Columbia Record Club?" And he's just like, whoa, that's too much. And so he just leaves her, and he's like, I never saw her again. And like, that's it. Okay. Coat of white on that one. Let's get this guy, yet another heavy bolter. That's pintle mounted. Sacrifice to the Chaos Gods? Yeah, there you go. All right. I love these Sakaran tanks, but I think this will be enough for me. The air smelled like warm root beer. You could eat on the cigarette trays. Go ahead, it's okay. They're free. They're clean. Yep. The Holiday Inn, right? The Albuquerque Holiday Inn. That is probably my favorite Weird Al song. Trying to deal with an ant problem downstairs. I live in a bi-level and I'm in the lower level. Like sitting below the foundation, I get ants a lot more. And a pain to try to get rid of them. I haven't seen many today though. I just saw one, but you don't bother buying anything else because you're 13, and they really can't come after you. That's funny, yeah. Is that an Ohio thing, having ant infestations? I don't know. That's interesting though. You're still good. Thank you, Wandering Picked. I appreciate it. Yeah, not using pure white yet. We're gonna use pure white to do all of our like edge highlighting on here, but I think I will go back and do another quick coat of this mix of white and bright neutral gray. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me today, everybody. I appreciate it. It's always nice to have good conversation while you paint. I listen to Americans outside of TV shows and movies more. I'm starting to pick up on various accents. I mentioned to my buddies, like, but I'm American and I don't have an accent. Yeah, a lot of Americans feel that way. Yeah. I think that's a very Midwest thing to act like you don't have an accent. Because you know, we talk about like a New York accent or a Southern accent, or you know, the like Bostonian accent, like the New England accent and stuff, but we don't talk about the Midlands dialect that all these Midwesterners have. Or man, that there's like the, I don't know, like quasi-Canadian, like Northern US accent. My wife has family that lives in Michigan. And man, their accent is so thick, it's hilarious. The way they pronounce words, yeah, don't you know? And yeah, that whole thing is just an incredible difference. Yeah, you betcha. It is 100% that though. Like it is, they absolutely do speak like that. Oh yeah, I went to pick up the peeper yesterday and I saw old Jim sitting there. Yeah, it's real thing. It's a real thing. Yeah, I like the Pennsylvania Dutch. Yeah. Ohio is weird because half the state it's people that act like they're from the South. It's like, dude, you're from Ohio. Like, you know, they fought to free slaves. I gotta get this half the tank. I don't know why you know, like people fly Confederate flags and stuff, and it's like you're in central Ohio, you know. But then they, you know, like people talk with a Southern accent. I think it's very much like on purpose when people do. I'm that one Brit person. All right. Yeah. I had a I guess a somewhat friend. It was the spouse of my wife's friend, husband or whatever. we went over to their house, and he was from Virginia, and he thought it was so cool. He showed me that in his basement he had a big Confederate flag on the wall, and I was like, dude, you're stupid, right? Like, it became a whole thing, but I'm like, I the problem anyway, like, all right, you're from Virginia and they were Confederates, but like, also that's like a whole thing. But also, like, you're in Ohio, dude. Like, be a gracious loser, okay? Don't fly that. My accent's doing. Scottish people instantly hear that I was born and raised in the Netherlands. People from out with Scotland can hear Scottish influence. Yeah, you can hear that in people too, like depending on where or like how someone learns how to speak English, it affects their dialect as well. So I know a guy, again, I live in Ohio. I met this guy, and the guy had a British accent, and I was like, oh, cool. I was like, where are you from? He's like, I'm from Ohio. Okay. Like, were you, like, born here? Yeah. Oh. Sure, buddy. Like, with your fake British accent or whatever. But come to find out, as a kid, he had a very severe speech impediment. And his, like, voice coach, like, therapist, his, like, speech therapist, was from the UK, and so she would teach him how to say words, but with like the way like someone from the UK would say it, and so like that's how he grew up learning how to speak, which is wild to me. American twang, yeah. I heard when you're taught how to speak English in another country, they teach you American English is like English, but you have bubble gum in your mouth. Is that right? It's like that's how it sounds. Speech therapy. If only he had a British accent. See, that'd be cool. Yeah, yeah. Marked down for speaking American. That's funny. Sorry, you must bear that shame. Canada kept me marked down for not sounding British. Huh. Is that like a problem in British schools or something? Like you lose out on grades or marks or whatever because you don't sound British enough? I will occasionally, there's a YouTube channel I'll occasionally watch a short for, or like an episode for, but it's the I don't even know what it's called. It's the two like goofy British dudes that go around the world and just like try food from other places. I'm sure you guys have seen their videos or whatever. They're like brothers or something, maybe. I don't know if they're brothers or friends or something, but they're like way over enthusiastic about everything they eat. They're like, yeah, White Castle. Oh man, like this is so good. No, I don't think it's Harry Bikers. No. Their channel has a really like generic name, but I don't know if they do Korean stuff, but they like went through US and they tried like American food like barbecue, and they went to like Waffle House, and they, you know, went to all these. They did like Culver. Yeah, it's Jolly. Yeah, that's the channel. Yeah, yeah. So they did. I don't know if it was one video or a couple videos, but they had like one of their dads or their dad. I don't know the relationship, but they had him trying food. It was like, yeah, here's beef ribs, like barbecue, you know, like real like smoked beef ribs, and at first I was like, yeah, this is funny, like, ha ha ha, English man. Is it their granddad? I don't know. I don't know who it is, but it could be their granddad. But it's like, oh, this is funny, like, you know, English man trying, you know, he's trying to use a fork on his barbecue beef ribs, and they're laughing at him. The more I see clips from that, like, the more angry it makes me. Like, I don't know. The guy seems so fake. Like, I swear it's like an actor. Like, act like the most uppity, like, posh, better than you looking and sounding English person that you can. And we're gonna make content out of this, but like, it's, yeah. I just keep seeing those videos. I'm like, this guy's not real. But you also see that guy, and you're like, oh, these dudes weren't like these two or whatever. They grew up super rich anyway. We have ribs. We eat them with fingers. Yeah. It's like, how does that guy eat a French fry? You know? Or a chip or whatever. Like, is he using a knife and fork on that? Because he looks like he would. I don't know. Maybe he's a really nice guy. Your dad eats pizza with a fork? I will eat reheated pizza with a fork. If I'm lazy and I like put it in the microwave, I don't want to eat it cold or whatever. Okay, so we finished with that coat of white. Sensor thing, eating stuff off the bones. Yeah, that's very. You've blended into English culture very well. Wandering Picked. That's what it is. All right. Let's go back through here and do some quick coats. The brass and gold accents. Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's I liked putting the different colors on these minis. It's a Karen. I mean, the Vindicator has bronze and gold, I think. Maybe it doesn't have bronze on it, but I was like, man, that's weird. You're commenting on the Vindicator. I haven't pulled that thing out in like 45 minutes, but okay. No, cool though. Yeah, I appreciate it. I don't trust the British for food advice. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Who do you think a buddy is? I don't know. I'm down to the chippy. Yeah, gosh. You guys should hear Zendral's British accent. How he just starts describing things in British. It's incredible and probably horribly insulting to any person that lives on the European continent. Oh, it's a sandwich? Okay. Oh yeah, it's great too. Yeah, it's yeah, you should totally do it on stream next Friday. Okay, alright. Worse than the Jolly videos. Alright, the Jolly videos have some redeeming quality because they're somewhat entertaining. The worst one, the worst British content I have seen, is the like Spud truck. The guy that does the baked potatoes, and everybody always orders the same thing. It's just like a half pound of butter in the potato, and cheese, and then they just cover it with beans. And I don't get it, and it looks horrible, and I'm sure it tastes pretty good, but I'm like, this is why is this guy advertising this to the public? This is something the British should keep hidden. If done correctly, then yes. Yeah, oh no. Like chili on my spud. Is it anything like the beans? I will occasionally make some like barbecue, like pulled pork, and put it on a baked potato. That's good. Chili con carne. I mean, that dude's just putting like the Heinz beans, just like covering the potato with it. Yeah, brisket on a baked potato is good. Potato is a good vessel for lots of different foods. No, there's some good English food. Definitely some good English food. It's very like simple, right? Or it seems that way. What about the jelly deals? Everybody's seen that video 100 times, right? Like oldest fast food in the UK. It's like the jelly deals dude in London. Oh no, oh no. Please share. Eel is tasty, jellied is a crime. I am not a fan of eel. I've had it, and you know, I like seafood, but the eel I had was very strongly flavored. A little bit too much like the ocean for me. Plain crushed tomatoes, added carrot. Oh no, oh no. That makes Skyline look like a high quality establishment. But you know, I will I grew up eating like macaroni noodles with butter and ketchup on them. So like I would eat that. She's a northerner. No. Does England disliked each other? We don't like our neighboring states. Yeah, I think it's like they don't like each other until you start making fun of them. You know, it's like a sibling rivalry, right? Like we don't like our siblings when we're kids until someone from the outside starts making comments, and then it's like full on war, right? That was me and my brothers when I was little. It was. We'd fight all day and night, but as soon as someone tried to go after one of us, in all kinds of fights. But just your weird self, yeah. Okay, let's get this bolter, and then we have. Did we get the turret? I don't think we got the turret. We'll see if the other. Does the bolter need another coat? A little bit on the bolter here. England has good pub grub. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, if you deep fry something, it's gonna taste good with beer, right? I don't drink, but I'm assuming you're drunk enough, everything tastes good. Somewhere else started. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Wandering picked. No, that's. Like chicken and dumplings. Ooh, okay. Honestly, is there a culture out there that makes bad dumplings? It seems like just about every culture has some kind of dumpling thing that they make. They're always really good. Okay. A fan-made 40K cookbook project. Get some corpse starch recipes in there. Recaf, yeah. That's a lot cleaner. We're gonna get some pure white and do all these edge highlights. For Louisiana, ask about Daddy's sauce. What is that? A vegan cornstarch recipe? That's funny. All right. That makes sense. Sounds like a typical kind of cookbook thing, right? Like themed cookbook. We have a kids Star Wars cookbook, and it's just like it's like making a normal food, but just putting like a Star Wars name to it. There was one though, one that was really good. It was Yoda soda, and it was this trippy like lime soda, and you put these other things in. It was really good. It's hard to find lime flavored soda. Alright, so we're doing red highlights. Yeah, lime is great. Well, we'll do a smaller brush. Lime is rare there, really. Yeah, lime soda isn't something you usually see here, but like limes aren't rare here. Yeah, I guess, yeah, 7-Up and Sprite are bad though. I don't know if I would consider those like lime. Like I know there's like a lemon lime flavor with them. Also, doesn't 7-Up not exist anymore? Isn't it Starry now? Bar limeade. It exists here. Okay, I thought they rebranded. I thought that's what Starry soda is or something. Like a limeade flavored soda would be good. Starry's its own brand. Oh, it was Sierra Mist. Okay, it was Sierra Mist. All right. Extortionate though. $2, £2.99 or £2 for $2.99 for a 2-liter bottle. Really? Wow. Yeah, that's weird, huh? I think soda got a lot more expensive anyway. At least over the past couple years, it seems like past like 5 or 10 years. Bitter lemon. Interesting. So it's the profit margins making yeah, well, I don't know. There are a lot of, I don't know, maybe they just don't make it in the UK or something and they have to ship it. So what you're really paying for is the diesel cost of the ship. Bring it over. So that's all right, Wandering Pig. You have a good one. I get it. I've had good meal prep this week, so I have not been hungry. Corned beef hash is like a stew up north. That's strange.
I believe, every day's a good day when you paint.
Hey, Candlewick, thank you so much for the sub. How are you doing today? Enjoy your commercial-free viewing, your ad-free viewing, and your emotes. You built knights before? No. Well, yes, I built one knight one time.
I believe, every day's a good day when you paint.
Spitfire, what's going on, dude? Thank you so much for the sub. 25 months is crazy. Thank you so much. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, we don't talk about that night. It was a whole thing. I can tell you guys about it. I'll tell you guys about it. It's fine. It's way beyond any reasonable thing. So I bought a night once, a couple years ago. And I had this really cool idea. It was actually given to me by someone else, and we came up with this idea of, I had people local to me, some people that were strangers or like friends of friends and stuff, but the idea was we were going to play a game like Telephone. You guys know what Telephone is, where you like speak a phrase to someone and they pass to the next person, and it changes over time and everything. But we were going to play Telephone with painting a miniature. So how it worked was, I assembled and primed the mini, and then I passed it to the first person. And yeah, like, okay, Chinese whispers, yeah. So and they would put one color on the mini, and then they would pass it to the next person, and then that person put one color. And so I told I got a group. We had like 8 people. I was like, all right, here's the deal. Like, it's gonna be a mystery what you get. You have no idea, so you can't plan for it. And basically, the idea is to go with the colors that you're given. And we were going to make like a YouTube thing. I was going to talk to people about like their thought process with it and what they thought about it and everything. And And the original idea I told people, I was like, yeah, it's, it'll be like a combat patrol box. We'll get like a starter set, I think it was still start collectings at the time. Be like a start collecting box, and we'll just kind of paint an army together and put the colors on it. And, nobody was getting paid for it. I paid for the set, and, I would keep the set or I'd do something with it. But
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you. For
Jordan
inviting me
Millie,
back
thank
into
you
your
for the
home.
follow. Welcome in. How are you doing today? See if it's possible to build knights without attaching the armor plates. I think you can. Yeah, I think you can just build the skeleton. Don't quote me on that, but I yeah, I would vote for a yes. Like they're very like kind of blank slate minis. So people were all on board. People thought it was great. I randomized the order of when people would pass off to who, and basically what we worked through our local game store, where you would paint your part, and then you would drop the box off at the local game store with the next person's name on it, and put the message on the Discord group that it's ready. That person would go pick up. They'd have a week to put their color on it, and then they would take it back to the game store, and that's what we did. And knowing, I wish you could paint this well. It's Sanguinius I want to paint. Oh yeah, no man, those Primarchs are scary to paint. I get it. The best thing you can do is just get started. Just put some colors on, and eventually you'll get to where you can deal with it. I think at some point you just have to be happy with the results, and understand that people aren't going to see as many details as you do, because you spent hours and hours painting it. Like no one's going to spend that much time looking at it. But good luck with the Sanguinius, dude. That's awesome. Primarchs are crazy projects. Absolutely crazy projects. So, yeah, it is an awesome idea. I agree. And so we started off. I prime the mini, and I pass it off. The first guy gets it, and he messages me. So I drop it off at the store, and he messages me that evening. And he's like, "What's this?" And I was like, "Oh, you got the mini? Yeah, it's a knight." He's like, "You said we were doing a combat patrol box." And I was like, "Yeah, I said we'd do that, like, or an equivalent. Like I thought it'd be fun to do like a big knight. Like we all participate in a big knight." He's like, "This isn't what I signed up for." And I was like, okay, dude. Like I'm sorry. Like I think this is easier to paint than a bunch of smaller minis. He's like, "No, this is gonna take way longer." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry that's gonna take longer. Like, my bad. Don't join the next one then, I guess." Yeah, no kidding. You're spending an hour putting paint on a mini and dropping off at a store you go to every other day. I kid you not, an hour later, he texts me back and says he's done and he's going to drop it off. That's it. That was it. Like I was like, okay, like, well, what was the issue then? Like I don't know what the issue was. And so I was like, whatever. I was like already really down on the thing, just because like it just started off really negative, with a dude just being really sour about it. Right, yeah, signed up to put paint on minis, and when he had to paint his mini, it was too much for him. I had the thing in sub assemblies, like it was all primed, like everything was good to go. He just had to put some color, and yeah, it took him an hour. So he passes it off, and it kind of goes around, and I had some people messaging me and complaining about the people before them painting, or like, someone at some point did this and didn't do this, or did this and didn't do this, and it just kept happening. And I was like, what is going on, people? Like, the idea is you just put a color on the mini. Yeah, Zen was one of the complainers. Yeah. Yeah, but like I told it was going to be like 20 or 30 small models. Like it wasn't going to be like just a couple, And it finally got back to me. And, I was like, okay, we were going to go do a second round. because we weren't going to do this all, you know, it was pick one color and paint it. So it would have been a second and a third round. We didn't finish base colors yet or anything, but I think one person, and I told people they could do this, one person chose to like kind of mess with people, and they painted like one little color on the mini like first, or like really early, and then like someone else was like really upset about it, and they're like, well, now I'm just gonna I'll do all the dry brush silver, but I'm upset that this person didn't do it when they should have done that first. And like people got really upset with each other, and maybe that's what the video should have been about, you know, like just, yeah, I told people like, yeah, you can mess with other people if you want to, and just put like a, you know, the point is though, you paint the whole color where it'll be on the mini and do that. But the person painted like gold emblems over everything, and so is, and you can't like cover up other people's paint, you know, and like all of the kind of like basic rules, like yeah, so I got it back and I was like, you know what, I'm not doing anything else with this. Like, this was a miserable experience, and if I were better at this whole like YouTube like content creation thing, I could have made like a whole video out of just that, but it wasn't worth it to me. I was like, this is just done. Like, I can't handle people's attitudes with this. And we've done that before in the through the Discord and stuff, you know, like we did a league once, a little like online league for fun, and we had like 8 or 10 people, and like, man, people got really weird about the whole thing. And that kind of killed my interest to do like leagues online and stuff. And I just, you know, like I want to do something for fun, and I want to have fun with it. And like when people start bringing all kinds of drama and complaining into it, it takes all the fun out of it, especially when I'm the one in charge of it. Like, I don't want to run things when people aren't having fun. So, all right, nice clean white on there. Done in person for like a group event. That's true. Yeah, and part of it, Jim, was and I agree, like if we could just like, hey, we're gonna spend all Saturday, we're gonna try to paint an entire night as a group, one color at a time, you know, or better yet, that would be good for like a squad of minis, and then you finish the one, you pass to the next person, you know, and they paint it, and that's just kind of what you do. That would be a lot of fun. But I think the idea was, one is something you can do like over the course of time, and the second one was you don't know who's doing what and when, so you like can't plan it, and it's kind of like, you know, you work with what you got kind of thing. And like, let's see, you know, like all these people are at least decent mini painters. Let's just kind of see how everybody's like thought process goes into painting a mini, and how people work around other people's processes. And apparently the way people work on other people's processes is they complain and complain and complain. So that's what happens. The night to Gosu. 6 months later, you'll get a night back. Yeah. All right, you got a week, Gosu. He's like, okay. And it's like the same week next year. Return this on April 12th. All right. April 12th, 2026 comes around. Yep. I have I've learned some lessons doing this, between trying to involve others in commission painting that I do, and like contracting out stuff basically, and between that and between stuff with streaming and everything. Yeah, you mean 2026, right? You got that bag of weed in my head. What? Like that, I think that night thing could probably work a lot better if it were between like streamers or YouTubers, you know. It makes me think of Zorpazorp, what he did back when like COVID was going on, where he had people send him like make and send him buildings for his Minas Tirith build, and they shipped them out to him, and everybody got to make a video on making their buildings and doing their thing, and then he took it and made like put it in his board. It was like a whole like special thing. Yeah, it'd be really cool to do something like that. If done right, but man, I had my fill with like trying to herd cats in that way and deal with everybody's issues. You know, it'd be a fun stream idea if I got a mini and we started the stream with chat voting on the color that I use, and then I use it, like I paint that color where I want, and then the chat votes on the next color, but like it's completely open-ended, so there's no like options to funnel in. So if people, and I have to use the colors somewhere, so it ends up being a thing like where I could box myself in a corner of painting a mini, and like no one's chosen silver yet, so I'm just sitting here like trying to avoid the weapons, but eventually like I run out of space, and like they, you know, and they're like, okay, now it's like blue, and I have to like start painting weapons blue and just like crazy stuff like that. It'd be a fun idea. Having a stream-wide Heresy army, that's what we need. That is one of the things with the 12-hour stream, guys. You can get your name on a militia mini. On the painting horde has risen again in the far future of the 31st millennium. But if you want to become part of the painting horde, 12-hour stream is the time to do it. You order both the sets? Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, I'm curious as well. I'll probably get them. I'll probably get them from my local store soon. There are some really nice colors and things I want to try in those sets. So, and yeah, guys who want to order them, I do have an affiliate link to Monument Hobbies. I saw a couple people ordered from that yesterday, which is pretty cool. Get a discount, and I get a little bit of support out of it. highlight the bolter here, and then we just have Typhon. Don't have space on my shelves for these minis. Something is going to have to be taken down. Okay. I did both sides of those? Yes, I did. You back. You there. Get you out here. Wait, did I already paint this one? I feel like I already did this on this guy. I did. Alright, alright. Sweet. I think we're done then. Did I get this tank? I feel like I got this tank already too. Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, cool. Done with the white. Let's go ahead and move to black. Yeah. We're going to do some coal black and some dark neutral gray. We'll mix it to start so it's not such a strong transition. Yo, I meant ooh. It's fair. It's fair. All right. Hey, tomorrow should be Heresy Thursday. Hopefully there's something good. So disappointing, yeah. Oh, man. It's all good, I get it. I get it. Gray. This one where I just getting the edges on this. Are we off topic when I explain my experience of the night? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Go for it. Yeah, I don't think you were one of the problems, by the way, Zen. Like, more than half the people were complaining to me about something going on, and that to me was just too much anyway, so. Okay. We got that. We can get the turret here. Pour water out of my jar. Yeah, I've never talked about that night on stream also. That was like 3 or 4 years ago, and I've never talked about it. It's the first time it's come to light. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so the first guy, all he did was zenithal highlight the night. That was his first color, was putting a zenithal highlight on it. He didn't even do anything like any actual colors. 3 of the ladder rungs in the back bronze. Yeah, so you couldn't airbrush it. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it was literally like just a whole thing. Was for 2 rounds out of the 8 or 10. I had to call TBD. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I expected it was going to take a few rounds. Like, that's... I didn't expect it to be done in just 1 round of painting. Because, 8 colors for a whole night. Like, that's not going to be a thing. Maybe it was the anonymity that was the problem. Some black highlights on there. Some magnetic sheet. Yeah, people did more than others. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a case. And, my hope was that, like, obviously there are going to be people where they have to paint small details, right? Because there's small details on minis. I didn't expect everybody to, like, do everything in order or whatever. I think it was more Just how like every week I just had people messaging me or calling me and complaining about everything. I was like, I can't do this. Yeah, because the idea wasn't like, hey, we're gonna paint this as fast as we can with 8 people, or like it was just like an experiment to see what people would do. We definitely found out what people would do. Sanctifier. Which one is a sanctifier? What is that? Oh, hobby AD. Oh man. All right. Look at this man trying to brag here and help induce labor, huh? Doing your part. Oh, the new Ecclesiarch kill team. Okay. Okay. That's right, that did come out, didn't it? Oh man, I have so many comments. All right, Mirasaki, welcome in. How you doing? It has been very good. Yeah, a lot of people chilling right now, so it's been pretty cool stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope your Wednesday's been good. Finally replaced my hard drive last night. Been neglecting it. I just can't believe how fast that hard drive filled up. And I really think it's my new camera that just, I don't know, everything's such higher definition, takes up so much more space. My chosen and Mortarian are slowly turning out great. Nice. That's awesome. The water's nice, yeah. Yeah, a lot of new faces in today. It's been really cool getting to meet some new people. Unedited footage is really heavy. Yeah, well, it's just the fact that, like, you know, I put a 4 terabyte hard drive in, and the last one I replaced. I guess it was 2 drives ago. Lasted me. It was about 2 years, and I was streaming. I think it was at a similar rate, you know, as I do now. It was about 2 years. The drive I just replaced, I installed back in November of last year. The thing lasted me less than 6 months. And I don't think I was doing that much more. Just it filled up so fast. Frankly, I used to stream 5 days a week at one point. Or 6 days a week, actually. I was actually doing 7 streams in a week for about a month. That was pretty rough, though. It was a lot. The way I used to paint these tanks was I would do this edge highlight on all the red. So all that silver, or it's actually white gold over the red. Instead of a dry brush, it would be an edge highlight. So I'd just sit here with a brush for 2.5 hours on a tank. The result was really nice. It looked really good, but it's too much for me to sit there and do on multiple vehicles. So I messed around. I had a Rhino, and I was like, you know, I'm going to try to paint this Rhino with the dry brush and see if it turns out. It turned out well enough. For me, it was enough to where I was willing to switch. For the sake of actually painting. Okay. I think we're good on the black weapons. Yeah, I think we're good. Red on silver. Yeah, yep. Absolutely. Exclamation point red, and you can get my my red recipe. Okay. Let's paint. I say we do some gold here. Yeah, we'll work on the gold. Actually, first, I'm gonna mess with just a little bit. There you go. Thanks, Gosu. That's kind of the old recipe. It I don't use the Tamiya clear red anymore because of its like crazy toxicity. But I just replaced it with AK Interactive Clear Red. Only issue is the AK Interactive Clear Red will reactivate. So you have to gloss varnish it and then matte varnish it to make it paintable. Yeah, it's all just a thing. Alternatively, you can use the Tamiya makes clear red in a spray can. I've used some of those before. I haven't used their clear paints in the spray can, but they might work pretty well. The spray can I use those metallic blue that I use, and it was turned out pretty good on some minis. Okay, gold. We're gonna use our rich gold.
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your home.
Acid Trips, welcome. How are you doing today? Hold on, you. All right. I'm pretty good. I'm doing great. Yeah. We are we're chilling and painting, so I can't complain. Batch painting tanks right now. So we did all the base colors on them over the last week of streams, and the wash. I'm doing all the highlights on everything today. So we won't finish them today. And tomorrow we're gonna paint a 40K mini and give it away that day. So I won't be getting to these guys tomorrow either, but maybe through the weekend and stuff I'll kind of paint them and work on them. Make it my own thing. Yeah, glad to have you in here though. Are you in the hobby? Paint or play games or anything like that, into the lore maybe? Miniature and models channel isn't something you just like stumble into, I feel. Into games lore a bit. Yeah, that's cool. Always have new people get into this hobby. It is fun. It can be a little pricey. Like most hobbies, it can be pricey, but yeah, Warhammer itself is pretty wild as far as the lore goes. If you lock into the hobby by checking other paint. What do you mean? Oh, checking out paint. Okay. Or checking out other paint stuff, yeah. People are painting and then they see Warhammer and they're like, ooh, yeah. Well, for a long time on Twitch, there still is, but there was a Warhammer channel and there wasn't a, like, miniatures and models channel. So what typically happened is if you painted minis, you did one of two things. Either you hung out in the Warhammer channel or you hung out in art. And the Warhammer channel is definitely more of like a close-knit community feel. Like it was definitely like a small channel, like category or whatever. There weren't like tons of people that would be in there, but you could get like good consistent viewers because it was the same people that would come and hang out in the Warhammer channel. There might be a dozen people streaming or 5 people streaming or whatever, depending on the hour of day, and you'd get like, you know, the same kind of people want to chill in your stream. Art was definitely, it's a much bigger channel, but you might be a little more obscured being a miniature painter. Some of the other hobbies people do on there. But recently, it was maybe 6-8 months ago, was when the Miniatures and Models channel came out. So it kind of like everybody got to converge. So, you know, there were like a lot of new faces of like streamers in the channel to me, but they were people that have been streaming for a while, and they were just like, they would stream in the art channel. So I'd never met them before because I wouldn't really browse the art channel. I'll have to get the little rivets on this guy too. We'll get this silver eventually. Lots of colors that take time. one year I did a 12-hour stream, and normally I do some like crazy big project for my 12-hour streams. Last year it was starting my Vampire Counts army, and I painted 40 skeletons in 12 hours. I almost finished them. I didn't quite finish them, but the year before that, I started my Thousand Suns army for Heresy, so I had an Age of Darkness box. I had a couple extra things, but the Age of Darkness box was the big one, and I started off, I was going to paint, my first color was gold. This is my first base color on the minis. I already had the color scheme worked out and practiced and everything, so I was good to go. I spent 8.5 hours painting gold. Just sitting here painting gold on minis. 8.5 hours. I was a little tired of painting gold. I started the second color was like silver, and I got through like 20 or 30 of the infantry, and I was like, all right, that's enough silver. I'm done with silver. And so then I moved on to like on the minis, I put the silver on and moved on to the next color, and I was just doing that. I just slowly like reduced the amount of minis I was painting as I went. But man, that was a rough one. Really thought I was going to do a lot more on that one, but yeah, it was very tedious. I thought I was hurrying. I thought I was making good time. Just look over at the clock. Just like another hour would go. The yellow on your bad moons? Yeah, I bet. Yeah. So many goblins. Alright. Sakaran. Let's get some gold here. It ended up taking me more than a couple months to end up finishing that whole set. I think I was just exhausted after painting stream. I just started working through everything in little bits. It was maybe like October when I finished the rest of it. Which, if you guys know me, you understand that, like, taking 6 months to finish a box set is agonizingly slow for me. Four months, but half done now. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good though. Felix, what's going on? What's your tip for working a model you're tired of? I think a lot of it's your mindset, like what motivates you to paint. And you know, if your motivation is to get it done, then you have to like trick your brain into either thinking that you're almost done, or finding a way to like get that feeling. So you know, you got to convince yourself of something. Either you tell yourself like, hey, you know, I'm only painting this many more colors, or you know, this will only take a couple more days, a couple more hours to paint this many, or those kind of things. I mean, you can always change it up and paint a different mini for a little while, but I think ultimately you're gonna have to sit down and do it if that's what you're doing. So it's about tricking your brain. So changing things up on the mini is probably the best way of doing it. Normally I'm one, I just push through. Like, I need to paint it, I gotta paint it. Like, that's the end of story. So I tell myself, I'm gonna paint this color, and then I'm one step closer. I'm gonna paint one color a day, I'm gonna paint 2 colors a day, whatever I can get done. And that's how I'm going to finish this mini, or these minis, or whatever it is. So guys, tomorrow we're not going to be painting tanks. I'm going to be painting an Eldar Farseer. And I'm going to be giving that Farseer away at the end of stream. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll tell you now how you get in on that giveaway. There's 2 ways. First way is during my stream tomorrow, just come in and say hi. That's it. You just gotta stop by, you say hi. I will write your name down, and you'll get an entry into the giveaway. That's it. It's free. I might ask if you live outside the U.S. we might kind of talk about shipping and stuff. There's a little more to ship, but we'll see. We'll see. It really depends on where it is. But I'm pretty good at figuring out how to ship things cheap. So you can just show up and comment, say hi, tell me something about your day, or what you're working on, or something, and I'll get you entered in. You can get another entry if you are any level paid member of the Patreon. So I have a membership as low as $1. If you are part of the Patreon, you get another entry, and you have another chance to win that mini. So there are other perks to being a Patreon member, but we do have 4 giveaways happening in the next week and a couple days, and Patreon members get an automatic entry into all of those. So if you want to be entered to get some cool stuff, then Patreon's the way to do it. So I'm giving away doing 3 separate giveaways during the 12-hour stream next Friday. But yeah, tomorrow will be that mini. So you can enter up to 2 times, just by commenting. So if you're in the Patreon and you show up and you say hi, you get 2 entries. I think last time we did this kind of giveaway, it was a Patreon member that won. So I am claiming that it was because of his Patreon membership got him that. So even though he did have 2 entries, but yeah, that is how you can get in on the giveaway. And yeah, I'll send it to you. I'm going to try to paint that whole mini in less than 4 hours, and then we'll do our giveaway drawing. We'll spin the wheel and see who gets it. And of course, I am trying to promote my Patreon because we do have a goal. We get to just $100 a month. We're gonna have a bunch of fun things to do. Get there before this coming, or no, next Friday. And I will paint my fingernails on stream. Actually, the painting wife is going to paint my fingernails during the 12-hour stream, and they will stay that way. Also, if we do $100, I'm going to be doing an extra stream a month with the painting wife. She'll come in, she'll paint minis sometimes, might play some video games. I think we're going to try out Heroes of Might and Magic, Olden era, when it comes out. I might play that on stream. That's something she seems really interested in, so we're going to try that. Alright, we got that coat of gold done. Okay, got all the spots. We did the turret, right? I think we did. Did the turret have any gold? The turret didn't have any gold on it. No, it didn't. Before we do more on the gold, I'm just gonna get some of this copper here, because we're gonna be jumping off here in just a couple minutes. Get some things that I can get. We'll definitely raid out to somebody. Guys hanging. Okay, a bit of gold or copper on there. So the other colors I have to do, we gotta finish the gold highlights, and we're gonna be using bright gold next time I do it. We have all these like little tubes and power cables and stuff that we're gonna highlight. We have the bronze, we have the silver, excuse me, and then lots of lighting and stuff. And then yeah, it's transfers, weathering, and varnishes. So that is not too bad. Like I did a ton on this thing today. On all these minis. It's a lot of work painting tanks. Take time and just surface area. These other ones, they have like fully enclosed magazines. Yeah, they do. Just that one's open. That's great. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, we got that. Yeah, we're gonna call it here. And you know, I have all these weapon sponsons. Hold on, there's a couple of them. There's all the heavy bolters. I got all these to paint as well. That'll go on there. So that'll be a whole thing. This is the mini we're painting tomorrow, and we're gonna give away. Just an Eldar Farseer, and it is old enough to where it comes with its own textured base. So should be fun. Should be fun, and should be getting to paint some green and stuff. I think it'll be cool. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Thank you. Thanks, Gosu. I appreciate it. Hopefully they'll be used in a game relatively soon. Let's see, here we go. Cryo Cheese, Glorious Badger, Goblin Red Temple. It's painting. Painting Bretonians again. Hey, Peachy's on. You guys want to go raid Peachy? Is that's the guy, right? It is him. We're totally gonna go raid Peachy, guys. This is gonna be fun. Am I not in a category right now? I'm not even in category. Alright, alright. I don't know what I'm doing. Guys, you have a great day. It was wonderful to see all of you today. Thank you for everyone who joined in with the raid and stuck around. I really appreciate it. You guys can find me on Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, YouTube, Twitch, all those things. Yeah, I stream 4 days a week, just Tuesday to Thursday, 10 to 1:32, and then Sunday nights at 9 p.m. But you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you all tomorrow for a giveaway day. Bye, everybody.